Are you laughing?
I was looking horrified.
Lindsay,
Like...
we are live, okay? I just thought you should know.
How dare you have fun?
In case you forgot.
Rusty.
Hello. Happy New Year.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
This
Hi,
is
everyone.
amazing. I feel like it's been too long. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth because I've been so delusional? Delirious. Both.
Both. Yes.
Maybe both.
Little of
Anyways,
everything.
I'm so
Little delirious
excited,
from the
guys. It's
delusions.
been a long time.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Like I feel like I actually just need this session, this time with you guys. Like in
I
our
know.
audience.
I missed it.
Yes.
I need this session.
Yeah.
bad.
Time
We
for
all
some
do.
therapy, y'all.
We got you.
Yeah. So I'm excited today. This is fun. I love that I make all of the imagination sessions whenever I bring someone on. It's like my own personal reunion.
Mine was when I brought Jason on.
Yeah. It's cool. It's
It
fun.
works. It works. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
So Derrick Redford, we'll bring him in a second. But we did this short film together, actually out in LA. And it was called Red Pill. But no one's seen it yet. And we shot it years ago. So hopefully one day. I get killed.
The red pill.
I get
Oh
killed.
boy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was it fun though?
No, it was a blast. And he's
Good.
a fantastic actor. So, and over the years, I've just followed him, and I love seeing like the comedy bits he puts out and stuff. So I'm gonna bring him in now. Okay. You're like, what's happened to imagination sessions? It's been hijacked.
Yeah, it has, and I love it.
I don't know what's happening.
Good.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Bang.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's Derrick Redford.
Derrick!
Hey!
And his
Yeah.
dog! Yeah, the puppy makes an appearance.
I'm not puppy.
It's the best entrance ever.
Yes. You nailed
You
it.
wanted
Yeah,
her
we should
5
everyone
minutes.
bring some
Yes. So everybody, this is Derrick Redford. I'm so excited for you to be here
Hey guys.
and embark
Glad
in this
to be here.
experience with us.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling everyone that we actually met on a short film that we did called Red Pill.
Yes,
And-
which never came out.
I know. I died. He cried. It was
The whole thing.
it was a whole thing. Yeah, it was great.
So did you just ruin it for us? Is there
So
like no point in
poetic.
seeing it now? Is that it? Is it like
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
so if it ever gets released now, it's the ending is ruined.
Spoiler.
Spoiler
great?
alert.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Great.
Sorry.
Great.
It was fun though. Yeah.
Although in her defense, it was like 27 years ago, so I don't think it's gonna come out.
Probably not. No,
What
I
is
was.
that?
Oh,
I
it's
was-
not out. It's not released.
Never,
You know-
ever.
Oh, it's never
It
been
was
released.
about
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come
So-
back one day. Sometimes
it-
I get messages that gives me hope.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I don't, so that's good. But yeah, so it's done pretty well. You know, it's getting lots of views. Just
Yeah.
kidding, because it never
Yeah.
came out.
It's great. It's perfect.
It's awesome. Now there's suspense.
I
Now we-
know.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
yeah, we'll see. Maybe 2022.
Yeah. Never know.
Never know.
Awesome.
Anything goes.
What else would? So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where would people know you from?
Well, probably mostly from I did a lot of prank shows for like True TV and some of those places.
Oh, that's
if
fun.
you have kids, your kids probably will know me, which is weird, but only because I play a dad on a couple Nickelodeon shows. So yeah, so it's weird. Sometimes I'll meet people and then their kids will be like, "Oh my god!" and then they're like, "Why do you know my child?" I'm like, "I promise I don't know your child. They just I've seen
so
them."
Like, I definitely don't have candy either.
I definitely don't.
I don't own a
want to
van.
know your child.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny. People's kids will recognize me, but no one else does.
It's good building a young fan base. I like that. So you have longevity, you know?
See,
Or
there you
one
go.
kid,
Yeah.
You know, I'll just keep playing dads, and then one day maybe a grandpa. You know.
See?
Old grandpa.
There you go. Or the cool uncle.
Yeah.
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 Cool uncle.
cool
That's
uncle.
another
There
one.
you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
whatever.
Judge,
I'm down for
a judge, you know.
Why a
Or-
judge?
That
I don't know, I
was
was thinking of
random.
old people things. I was thinking old people.
Oh yeah, judges are old people, I guess. I mean, I play a lot
That's
of
the thing,
cops
I don't know.
now, which is weird. But
Okay.
I don't know. But
Is
yeah,
it because
so,
like your mustache? Or...
I was just gonna say, I'm like, is it because of the facial hair?
probably, and which I can't get rid of it because of my genetics. So, real deep genes there.
I like it.
Shave it off and back tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Oh,
I just
that's
gave up
interesting.
someday. So I'm pretty sure I had it in the short film.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't remember, but I played in that short film. I played a firefighter, which I also
you
played.
did, yeah. That's right.
So cops and
It's
firefighters.
interesting how facial hair dictates occupation sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
right?
I've learned that with a mustache, you can play a cop, a firefighter, or like a creep, a pervert, or something. Like it's not. Those are the only three things that you can play if you have a mustache. Unfortunately.
That's a weird Venn
Nice.
diagram.
That's a very strange
I'm gonna show you that.
podcast.
Those
Oh,
are
Mike,
apparently
it's
the things
okay.
that-
So wait, so I have an important question then, a serious question about this. What occupation is Mike fit for based on his facial hair?
Mike,
Yeah, what do we
Ooh,
got
that's
here?
that's a tough one. Maybe.
See, we thinking.
Ooh.
I think like mob boss.
Oh, I was thinking like a wizard,
Mafioso.
A wizard.
like a-
Oh, wizard.
like early on. Like early on.
Wouldn't I
before
need
it
it
got
longer?
long.
It'd be fun
Yeah,
though.
before it's gotten long. Like
now
maybe
I'm
in the
even more
Princess.
excited for the Audiojack.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like evil wizard has it kind of tight and clean. Like I feel
Yeah,
that.
tight
Like,
and clean.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
I
like
don't
a
know. I
silver
feel like
bad
you're
guy.
Star Commander.
Or, but what about
Oh.
Doctor Strange? This was,
I feel like I could
Yeah.
see you manning like the ship, you know?
yeah.
Or at least like,
Yeah, why
or
not?
at least controlling
Yeah,
the
too.
coordinates.
Yeah, there's definitely some authority based with this
Yeah,
facial
there's some
hair. I'm seeing.
authority. Yeah. Let's
He
go
can
with
pull
that.
off the military lingo, so that works.
There we go. I love it.
That is true.
All right, well, let's get
can
into
try
it
it
then.
out.
Let's get into it. Now that our imaginations are primed with a bunch of weird stuff, let's dive into what we're going to do today. So, for everyone here in the room, for those of you watching at home, watching from wherever you're at, thank you. And please share your stories in the chat on whatever device you're doing. We love reading it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do an Audiojack. And an Audiojack is an audio-based movie. There's no words, there's no video, and there's no music. It's hundreds of sounds that are edited together to tell a story for your imagination. So you might hear the wind and trees blowing and then some feet running on grass and then they stop. And you hear the sound of a door open. Well, your imagination is going to create a narrative based on what you're hearing. And that's whatever the story is. There's no wrong answer. We never tell you what was in mind when it was created. That way it can be whatever you want. And the really neat thing about this too is that, there's no language barrier, there's no gender barrier, there's no race barrier, and it's a prompt to get your imagination engaged. These are hundreds of sounds that are edited together to tell a story. It's not someone outside holding a microphone while this is going on. So there's a lot of freedom in this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hop inside the Audiojack app and we're going to play one from one of the categories. We're all going to listen to it with our eyes closed. And you're going to do this at home as well while you're playing along. And then it's going to play a second time. The same one's going to play, it's going to repeat. During that time, brainstorm, start to formulate what you want your story to be. You get to be the editor, the director, cinematographer, costume designer, whatever. It can be anything you want. So start kind of visualizing it. Then afterward, we're going to share what we came up with. And it doesn't have to be a completely written out narrative. I mean, it's going to be pretty quick. So it could be a general idea of what you want the story to be. And then we'll see what everyone comes up with. Sound good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Excellent. All right. So let's jump inside here into the Audiojack app. And yeah, for all of you at home that want to learn more about what we do here, this is used in art and health programs and writing programs all over the world. Actually, it's quite amazing the reach this has got and how it's helping people take a break from all the craziness going on in the world today. Our imaginations are powerful tools. So with all that being said, I thought we should do an action adventure one today. I thought we should hop into there. You see there's a bunch of different
Ooh,
categories. yeah, thought we'd hop in here and do that and see what we come up with. I was tempted to hop into historical and do Civil War, but that seems a little too on the nose these days. So I figured I would go back.
Yeah. This is Tad.
Just a tad. So I figured let's
not go
let's
there.
get out of that space. Let's get out of that space. Yeah. And so with that, I thought it would be kind of fun to hear this one that kind of torn between a couple different ones. But I thought it would be really fun to do this one called I'm kind of see this is fun. I get these different ideas. I think we should do this one. It's called On Guard. It's a little wild, it's a little aggressive, but I think it's kind of fun, and we've got a lively crowd here.
That works.
It's a long one. Yeah. And so it's going to play twice, and we're going to listen. So everyone at home, the audio will play right through there. You can listen along. It'll be great. If there's a chat option where you're watching this, please write in and share your stories with other people. And then for the ones we can see, we'll read them at the end after we've all gone through and shared our stories. So without further ado, I'm going to mute our room here in a second, and you are all muted. That way, if there's any weird sounds, it won't mess up our vibe. And then for everyone else, I'm going to mute myself, and I'm going to hit play. And you're just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. right, that same Audiojack is going to play one more time. And now it's time for you to create the story that you want to be. there we are. A little audio jack for your Friday afternoon or evening. You can unmute yourselves now, as I just did the same. There you go. Hope everyone got a chance to turn their brains off for a little bit and turn it on to something a little more fun. A little break from the crazy,
Yeah.
hopefully. Nice.
That was wild.
Actually got a really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was.
Excellent.
It was a silent wild.
Yeah. It's fun though.
Sounds like my dating life.
Yeah. My mind went so many places.
Oh,
What does that mean?
it's a family
She's
show.
trying to figure that.
Just a wise.
Let's talk
wise-ass
about
comment.
this.
I got
Just-
excited.
So did somebody just take a microphone into like the local pub and just record what happened?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Awesome. So there we are. There's an audio jack. There's your chance to experience that. Hopefully your imagination kicked on and gave you a little reprieve. And the fun thing is there's a whole bunch of science going on while that was happening. Using your imagination is really good for the mind. It actually refreshes your brain and reduces stress and anxiety and prevents things like insomnia and depression. So how about
Thanks,
that?
David. Yes.
Yeah. I like to
We
let,
need
because I
that.
know we got a
Thank you.
crowd out there. I think, yeah, people need to know, like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Sorry, honey, I got to go Audiojack for a while, you know, and like, and
Is
it
that
could
what
be a
you
good thing
tell
to go
her
and
when
do.
you
What's up with your face?
Have to go audio jack for a while.
Yeah. Why not? Let's make it a
What
verb.
is happening?
It's happening.
Everything.
This is happening.
Okay.
Been gone too
I'm
long.
ready.
Great. Who wants to go first? Who would like to share their story first and hear what they came up with? Eddie would like to jump in first. Would our guest like to
I
give
mean,
it a go?
I don't care. Yeah, I'll go. I mean, so
All right.
it was called On Guard, which, you know, immediately makes you think of a sword fight, and then you had all the sword fight sounds. So I just decided that it was an assassin, a woman, actually, by the way, who was by herself at a
Nice.
cabin. She was sitting on the porch watching it rain, watching it storm. One of the knights, you know, was not happy about this and came up, and as we all heard, she killed him from afar with a bow and arrow. And after she did that, then some of his buddies that were up on the hill were like, "Oh, she's trifling. We've got to go deal with this." And so they all started
Trifling.
coming down. They started coming down one by one. So the first one, if you remember, the horse came up, and she definitely killed that guy for sure. But she was able to hide his body, it sounded like, a little bit. And so she hid his body and she slapped his horse so that it would run on down the road. And so the next guy who came didn't find her. You know, that's why he just kept riding on past. But at the very end, his two buddies did find her. And then she dealt with them accordingly as well, it sounded like. And I think at the end, before she hid the bodies, she might have robbed them. Also, I think she took whatever goods they had. I think she also took their swords, maybe as a souvenir. I don't know.
Might as well.
And buried their bodies. Probably took one of their horses because she liked it better than hers. So she let her horse go. And she got on their horse and left. And at the end, you heard footsteps. It was because she was walking her horse by the creek. He was thirsty. So, so yeah,
That's
what
awesome.
happened. She dealt with them, basically.
Nice. I like that.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. That's an awesome story, man.
It's thirsty.
Oh, I didn't
I
make
love
it
that.
up. I mean, that's, you know, whoever made the audio jack.
Unfortunately, you did make that up, man. Absolutely. That's the cool thing about it. Like, you made that up. Like, the creator of that had something totally different in mind.
I mean, my
And that's
horse was never thirsty.
It was. You just didn't take it to water.
I'm sorry. Okay. You're right.
right. Nice. I think that's cool. What so yours was a period piece then. It was definitely and then we officially lost her.
She said she's had enough. She's out.
Yeah.
Yep. She's like, you know what? My horse is thirsty. I gotta go take care of that. I'll be right back.
It's because she had the
Um,
same story that I did.
She got mad.
Like, I'm out.
She's like, I'm out of here. Yeah, her technology is a little funky today, so hopefully she'll be back here in a second.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was a really cool story, though. I mean, it was really creative and had a lot of like really solid imagery in it. I thought it was great. Like that's like something I would expect to see like in a show. Like it felt very like real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. It was real.
I like nice, man. I thought it was cool.
It looks
My
like
light
there's
just
like
fell
I don't know. I keep trying to figure out what's behind you.
Me?
Yeah.
When it keeps showing it, it's a first of all, it's me trying to figure out my damn lighting. It's a guitar you're seeing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of it's as the green screen's going away. I have a bunch of guitars on that wall.
You
Oh,
kind
you
of
got
look
a
like
green
you're
screen?
right now, like a ghost.
No, it's-
right now.
That's
Like
I
a
wasn't gonna
ghost
say
arm or
that,
something.
but it looked like
Oh.
some
That
figure was
Ooh.
coming down on you.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, over here we have.
Yes, like that.
You can see one of the guitars.
Whoa.
There's a violin.
This is how we should tell the stories in the dark
Ooh.
with like artificial fire lighting.
Air lighting. Yes.
Come on.
Flickr app. Come on. Here.
Mike.
Who wants to go next?
I just
Mike.
realized that when I was talking to y'all a second ago, when I was doing that, I was on mute.
Oh.
I didn't
Oh.
say anything. I didn't say anything important.
Oh,
Okay.
Don't worry. I just
Wait a
realized
second.
that was
you don't have to mute
I was
yourself.
like-
Awesome. Yeah, and for all you watching, please put your stories in the chat. We want to read them, and
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone else that's watching with you does
She
too.
just texted. But Mike, what happened in your
Yes.
story? I want to hear it.
Yeah, Mike.
Mine ended up changing twice, but it felt so kind of. I guess it would be like the end of Robin Hood, trying to go after the sheriff of Nottingham. It just felt like
Oh, okay.
this Archer, no pun intended.
His last name is Archer. For those of you that can't read that small.
Um,
Sorry.
but you know, obviously he's wanted, and you know, he's tired of what this so-called sheriff wannabe king has done to the town and the people. So it's his mission to go and take him out personally. So he starts walking out, and
Alright.
of course there's somebody on a horse coming his way, and he doesn't hesitate. He just pulls out the bow and
Boom.
shoots him down, takes him out. He did have like a satchel. Is that the word for a horse?
Yeah.
A satchel of gold or
It is a word.
coins on it. So he takes it off and he throws it off into the side. And then he starts walking more, and then more horses are coming down, and he's just like, well, bring it on. I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. He's determined. So as they start coming closer, he shoots a couple of them, but then he gets, yay, Lindsay's back. But he also gets out his sword and takes a few of them out. One of
Okay.
them manages to run away and starts taking, off back to the main castle. So he hops on one of the horses, heads out that way. But when he gets there, there's two guards waiting, and they have their swords
Nice.
drawn, and they're dragging them. And he's like, okay, this is how it's going to be. So they do a little sword fight, and he takes both of them out. And he's past that first wall barrier, going closer and closer to the castle. And as he's getting there, there's this water moat, I guess, on the side. It's one of those ones where it's like the big wheel, the water makes the wheel turn. And he hops on that and gets over the other side and encounters more of these soldiers coming after him. So he draws his sword, draws a few more arrows, takes them out, hops on a horse, and gets right to the edge of that very last main gate. And it's just him and the castle. That's it. and he slaps the horse on the behind. And it takes off, and then he looks towards the castle and end scene.
My mission is done.
I like that. That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
Nice. I like it. We got 2 castle stuff. We got basically 2 stories set in the medieval period.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. We don't. That wasn't confirmed.
It was a
whole
night.
new world. Shh.
All right, Lindsay, what you got?
Okay, and I'm sorry, my internet just completely, that's the first time it's completely gone out. It's been
That's all
having
good.
issues, but of course it would choose now. So, okay, mine was similar to Derek's. The second he said female assassin, I was just
Shut
like,
up!
yep. I was like,
No,
that's
because
what
as
I
soon as
had.
you,
That's why she
as
left.
soon as you left, he said, "Yeah, she left because hers was too much like mine."
That's exactly what we said. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's why I was laughing, because you're like, female assassin. I'm like, yep, totally, naturally. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. I'm on my horse tucked away just on the edge of the forest. I know they're out there, the men who are on watch for me, just outside of town. My target is a wealthy landowner who charges his tenants and renters too much and abuses his power in other more
Get him.
sinister ways. Get him. I've brought all of my weapons for this one, but most importantly, my bow and sword. Some movement a couple 100 feet from me, it makes me kick the side of my horse and we take off. I draw my bow and let loose, hitting my target as he falls back into some water. I continue on into town. The wealthy old man will be at the tavern like he is every night getting drunk. I see a few more of his men as we draw our swords, lunging and striking till the 3 of them are on the ground covered in blood. I hide my horse behind a tarped off section of stable for the area and make my way to the tavern. Peering in the window, I see all the regulars I'd expect to see, but not my target. And that's as far as I had written, but somehow
Don't let him
I'm
get away.
thinking, I was just like, somehow I have no idea if it's just a fluke some night where he's sick and he's not there, because I didn't tell anybody about anything. Like, there's no one who could have found out. So I go back to my horse and I'm leaving. His guys are still out there, so I have to fight more of them as I'm trying to leave. So there's some sort of mix up and I don't really know what happened, but that's what I got.
Took them all out.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. I saw it.
Yes.
Visualized it.
Yes.
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 Does that mean it's me?
Elizabeth.
It's Elizabeth's
man.
turn. Here she goes.
I don't,
Here we go with
I
the
don't know what that
aliens.
means. Here she goes. Oh no! I don't know what's gonna come out. It was weird.
Sweet.
There was this. It was very serious, but then there was this one comedy moment, and I don't. Someone lost their pants. It was weird. I
What?
wrote
I
on the
didn't, I didn't hear the pants drop. That's good.
It happens.
I wrote
you
on
know?
the side WTF ? And then I zeroed him. Like, you know, Zero. Never mind.
Yeah.
Zorroed him. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Let me
All right.
get to the story. Okay.
Interesting.
I know. Okay, so I don't know why I'm trying to read this. I can't read it. All right, so I was coming up in a town and, well, no, back up. I felt like I was getting to town before the sunrise, and I had traveled all night to get there before the group of men that had slaughtered my village.
Ooh.
So they were coming back, and I knew where they were staked out at. So I traveled through the night to get there before them, and I kind of wanted to stake out so when they got back, I can unleash a barrage of terror on them. So,
Lay in wait.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
right, exactly.
Awesome.
So the sun's starting to rise. The storm had just passed, which helped me find their town because there was tracks everywhere of their horses. And there was only a few people there when I first arrived, and obviously I took those guys out. So initially I hit the one guy with his with my arrow. I stole a sword. There was two guys that spotted me in like an alleyway, and they drew their swords. And this is the part where it got weird because I zeroed the one guy. So I'm fighting them, and all of a sudden, with my sword, I like went like this, and his pants dropped, and that's when you heard the gasp, and he's like, you remember the gasp? The gasp was
Yeah.
his
Yes.
pants
Yeah.
dropping, obviously.
Oh,
And
interesting.
That's
Obviously.
such a Zorro thing too to happen in a Zorro.
it was
movie.
like my guy was very serious, but he had character, okay?
he knew how to party.
So then I'm trying to get around. There's more guys that come around. But for a while there, I felt like I was pushing something to get myself into position for when they were coming back home. And I finally got myself in position, and I waited. And then here they come. And they're coming down the path. And then, surprise! And then I just took them all out. And then there was a second group. Took them all out too. And then I look back. They're all dead. Perfect. Slap the one horse on the ass. I don't need you. I'm going home. And I start walking home.
Dang.
That's it. I don't know.
I like it.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
So that was, there was something, maybe something else.
More than the pants dropping.
No, I think that was the best part because his face. He was just like he thought he was about to die, but no. I just slid right by it. So the
Just
anxiety and
castrate.
shock of like, oh my god, she's gonna dismember me turned into and then he just passed out. I didn't even have to kill that guy.
Oh wow.
That guy made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Gotta leave the one person alive to tell the story, right?
Exactly.
I
How are they
wonder
gonna
how
know my
he would tell
legend?
that story.
How are they
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
know the
right.
legend?
Yeah.
How would he tell that story though?
I know.
I was
Yeah.
deep hands.
Yeah, I
Attacked
think
his
he would
modesty.
leave some details out.
No.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I like it though.
They call me the No Pants Bandit. That's what I would be known as in legend.
That's actually
Nice.
gonna be your
The
name
no
from now
pants.
on. Is the no pants?
Yeah.
Bandit.
No pants.
Changing it in my phone right now.
Yes.
Click,
thank
click,
you.
click, click.
There it is. Done.
I might start developing a different kind of reputation, though. I don't know if it's smart.
It'd be awesome though, like when we have meetings in person again, I'll have this like out and it'll be like the No Pants Bandit's calling me. Hold on.
Like what?
On our yachts, on our warring yachts. It's
Exactly,
Oh yeah.
Yup.
there we go. So
Be
that's
safe,
awesome.
naked and free. Sorry. I don't know
Yeah.
what's happening.
It's been one of,
Everything.
It's been a
Been
long
one of
time
those
since
days
I've been live.
It's good for the soul. It's good for the soul.
I
Or
hope
something
so.
like that. So mine was I decided to so I went with an expansion on a character we all know for mine. I decided to kind of
Oh, you
take
Poodle
something
Lindsay.
that had
ooh.
kind of
That's a thing
Uh,
now.
so the Dread Pirate Roberts has obviously have a history of doing stuff. It wasn't just that moment we saw in The Princess Bride when he went through those trials and tribulations. There's much more. There's a backstory there. Like I want to know what Wesley was out doing. And
Okay,
so
This is an
Huh?
expansion off that?
Yeah, off The Princess Bride.
Okay, I've never seen
So-
it.
You've never seen The Princess Bride?
What? With,
What?
I've only seen parts. I know.
I know.
I don't
So
know.
anyway,
too.
hey,
I hear
guys.
about it all the time.
I
You
know.
think I'd watch it by now?
There's a lot
Mike?
of classic ones I haven't seen.
Derek?
I know.
I'm sorry.
of course, I've seen The Princess Bride.
Thank you, God. All right. The guys
many
have their
times
shit
to count.
I have nothing to hide behind. It's like Chris with a phone. I don't know.
So anyway,
It's okay, Elizabeth.
Movie that's set in the medieval period, and I can't. Basically, all right. So anyway, there's a guy. He's a pirate. He's out trying to find the love of his life, and he's trekking all over the world to try to find her. While someone has kidnapped her, and she's being taken away from him or whatever. So basically, it's a story. This Audiojack opens up where it's kind of like the bigger rolling hills in Ireland and some of the forest regions over there. There's some cliffs that kind of come off these rolling hills, not like a cliff like where the ocean is, but just a cliff like on a mountainside. There's a lot of thick trees. So I imagine there was like an outpost. There's a lot of stone built out around it, and there's like a forest backing it that was part of just, I don't know, where a garrison might have been or something like that. And he knew that the people he was hunting or trying to find out if they, had his woman, were going to pass through this area. So he had got there a couple days before and set up a couple traps, but still had to engage himself. And so he's approaching, and that's what we have as he's on foot. And then one of the sentries, or one of the, I don't know what you call him, one of the guards, one of the bad guys, is like going by on a horse, and he takes him out. And that's what you hear, and then he comes over to him and finishes him. And that's what the gasp is for me. It wasn't his pants falling down. It was
Come on. He was dropping his pants.
okay, he dropped the
Sorry.
pants, then he killed him. And then and then he it's gonna be and so then he takes that guy out, and then he makes his way around and sees there's two guards up on the cliff kind of overlooking there that had gotten there earlier, and he knows that the rest of everyone's approaching, and he wasn't expecting to take out these two guys. And so he got in a fight, and you hear some like kind of punching and kicking, there's scrapping. But the whole time I'm envisioning Wesley. I'm envisioning Princess Bride, the lead character from it, through this whole thing. He wears all black. He's got a pirate kind of vibe because he is a pirate, except he's got the Zorro element. He's got a black do-rag with it covering his eyes. So you don't know who he is, but
How are
That
you
much
gonna
I
have
know.
Zorro
That much
and
I know.
like fancy,
yeah.
No, but
I
how
know.
are you not gonna use Zorro in your story? But he wasn't doing anything fancy to anybody.
Well, there's
Well, he
Inigo
was-
Montoya in the movie. that
Yeah.
does that.
Well, yeah, but this is him. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do anything fancy. He was just fighting them, and then he
He
gets.
made traps.
then-
That's fancy.
Then the whole. Oh yeah, well that's coming up. And
Ooh.
so he takes these two guys out, and then you hear him start to walk into the forest, and it starts to get kind of hear the forest come alive, and there's a couple of things that have been built out around this area, a couple different little like small buildings and stuff like that, not buildings but like structures. And then he realizes people are coming through, so he's digging, and he starts. That's what I heard, like some kind of digging, and he's digging it out, and then kind of trying to hide the bodies a little bit so no one notices that anything's gone down. And so these people are approaching, and you hear this like barrage of arrows going off, and they've tricked all these wires, and he had a bunch of different crossbows triggered up, and it's just and it takes out a couple people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're running through, and so I pictured this like as if I was directing like different scenes. Like all of a sudden, you're from the perspective of them. They're riding through, and they see him kind of in the distance, and they're riding even harder. Like, oh shit, we're gonna get him! But all of a sudden, you see the horse foot, hit the rope, and next thing you know, it's just this POV from all of where these crossbows are, and these arrows just
That's
loosing
awesome.
it and just hit every which way, and just
of the arrow
boom, boom,
too.
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And it's just, but he was conscious enough to have them aimed high enough that they didn't hit the horses, and so he took out the people, and then a lot of the horses
Good
ran on
man.
through,
Good man.
and he didn't. Yeah, of course, right. And then he take out everyone, but then he got on one of the horses and ran through, and then saw them stop, and he hops off the horse, and then there was this one part in there where it was like running, but it was like it sounded like it was coming up close, and I just had this shot of him running up and just kind of looking like right at the camera, and then going into like one last fight, and some of the cavalry was coming through, and he was taking everyone out. But then he noticed, like in the middle of the fight, that like his girl wasn't with him. That she wasn't like the captured one. It was actually it looked like an old for some reason I pictured like a Friar Tuck was like their prisoner who he helped free, but that's who they had that they were trying to bring out or whatever. And then he breaks him out, and it's and he gets him free, and then he lets the rest of them run on, and it's just this kind of disappointment. And the guy's like, thank you, and he just walks away from him and just kind of depressingly walks out into the forest, and we just kind of see him fade away into the night.
Oh.
So
When he comes up to the camera,
yeah,
I don't know why I saw this, but can he like take his mask off? Just like really seriously into the camera.
whoosh. Just for you, yes.
He's like,
Yeah.
this is who I am.
I don't know why, but this just makes me
Yeah.
think of why when Elizabeth asked if my monster, like, what its tongue looked like or something, or did it have like? It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, sure, he can have 5 tongues, For Elizabeth,
Well,
he can
I
have
don't
5
know.
tongues.
People talk and I
Yeah.
see things, so I'm
Yeah, no,
curious.
I
Yeah.
can.
I wanted to know what the tongue looked like. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a different
I just
time,
love
Derek.
it.
Different story. I don't just randomly ask people about their tongues.
Kind of.
I just heard the accent
No.
from Lindsay.
Yeah.
Oh, the accent?
Just snuck
Lindsay?
out of Lindsay.
It
snuck out. My accent? Oh man.
You know?
Oh. You travel
good,
anywhere
though.
and it's like you say a few words and they're like, you're from Wisconsin, aren't you? And it's like, how do they know?
You betcha.
You betcha.
You betcha.
That's
California people always know.
awesome, right?
No.
People say I have an accent.
I don't
Well, I mean, I have it. I
No.
definitely have an accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
Yeah.
What is your accent?
Well, it's originally from Alabama, but now it's like
Oh.
Oh, okay.
it's Alabama having lived in Los Angeles for over a decade.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say Tennessee, but it's kind of close.
Close, yeah.
Yeah.
There
In
you
the
go.
realm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. It's neat that all the stories had that medieval element. I was toying with.
Yeah,
Like,
they
did you
did.
ever see that movie or that series that was on AMC? I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but it was like 5 factions, and it was post-apocalyptic world, but everyone used swords.
The Badlands.
Badlands.
Badlands,
Yes.
yeah.
I love that one. Sorry.
Only saw the
Yeah.
We're
first season.
excited.
I don't
So
know
good.
this.
Those
Yeah, the first season
action
was great.
scenes. Man.
Oh my god, that one in
Whoever
the rain. was
choreographed that
bonkers.
stuff was insane. It was awesome.
Yeah. So I had that. I was kind of gonna go for that, like there was no gunpowder. All people had were swords and stuff like that. But
Right.
all of a sudden, I thought of Princess Bride out of the blue and just decided to say, yeah, here's another like vignette. Like here's the solo version of Wesley, like
Uh-huh.
Wesley the Raider out there. So that's where I came up with this one. I thought it was kind of fun. But that's what an audio jack is, my friend.
is fun.
And so, as an actor, as a creator, what do you think of it? What do you think of this kind of thing?
It's
You,
lots of
Derek.
fun. Yeah, it definitely gets you out of your head and lets you have a little bit of fun with your imagination for a little while.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Right, it's nice. Yeah.
You're
and we get
awesome
to
for
see what's
doing
inside.
this.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
It was good to
Yeah, of
see
course.
you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Good to see you virtually.
Yes.
More than 6 feet apart.
Yes.
Obeying those
Right.
CDC guidelines.
I like to try to stay 2,000 and 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2000.
Oh shit! Yeah, this was awesome.
okay.
I'm glad you were able to come out, man. This is really fun. We do it every week, and we use it as a chance to just kind of hang out and do this. And we got a bunch of people watching, and just a fun way to end the week as well.
It
Nice.
is.
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
deal with anything
Sure.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for having me again. It's a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for joining
Yes.
us. And we'll be back next week.
All right.
awesome.
So,
Thanks, Elizabeth. Bye, all. Bye, Mike. Bye, Lindsay.
Bye.
Thanks, Derek.
Bye.
Bye.